Oh my god, it's at 1080p again. Oh, man, I changed that. Why? I'm going to stop and I'm going to come back. No, I'm not gonna. Never mind. Man, this program won't let me change it during. Anyway, I'm gonna look good, but I gotta limit it to like an hour and a half, or else today's show isn't gonna work out right on my side. Because it's too good. Too good. Set my alarm for an hour and a half. Anyway, my name is IanTheHRPro. Oh my god, you can't see my name. Let's change that out. There's my name, IanTheHRPro. I go by the hashtag IanTheHRPro. In and around on the interwebs. And of course, I'm an HR consultant. And I have over 20 years of leadership experience, a management degree, and I'm a CPHR candidate. I've supported hundreds of business and nonprofit leaders over the years, and I've operated my business, LBH Business Services, since 2020 with a 5-star rating on Google. Yeah. Now, that being said, I don't have a whole lot of ratings on Google, but some reasons to listen to me, to follow, to debate me, to get in their comments and call me names. Go ahead and do that. I'll cry later. I'm actually a really sensitive guy. Anytime I get negative comments on something, it hurts, man. It hurts. As a small business owner, every little thing seems to hurt. And that's the theme of today, not hurt. The theme of today is gigs and hustles and side gigs, side hustles, small business marketing. Let's talk about all that jazz, right? In a province like Alberta, small businesses are the lifeblood of the province, because there is over 150,000 small businesses in Alberta. That's businesses with less than 99 employees, and 75% of all working age adults in Alberta work for a small business. So even if all the big businesses in the province left, we'd still be having 75% of people working. Now, there are a lot of support businesses that are smaller, that contract to the big business, to the big industry. So there is a connection there. Yes, of course there is. But how many mom and pop convenience stores, just other services that aren't directly connected to the oil and gas industry here in Alberta? There's a lot. And yes, there's lots of oil money in the province, but not everyone has the same amount of oil money. So when I think about small businesses and people, well, it's the people that matter. So if you're trying to start a small business or trying to get that side gig or side hustle going, then you need some tips. You need some tips. You need some tricks. You need to learn how to wheel, deal, lie, cheat, and steal. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do all of that. I mean, it can feel like a dog eat dog world when it comes to small business, but really it isn't, because we should be working together. You should be able to work with that other convenience store across town and get some sort of partnership or something going, right? Like, it's just get creative, man. Get creative. Do the things you need to do. Find out where your people are. Oh, No matter what business you're in, if you think your customers and your clients are everybody can be your client, then you need to do more research. You're not, I don't want to say you're deluding yourself, but you certainly haven't done the legwork to find out who your clients are. There's going to be certain people that are your clients. If you're a brick and mortar operation, you have a small business, you have a store location, an office location, there's a higher chance that your clients, your customers, are everybody that lives within a couple kilometers of you. If you're in a city like Edmonton, a couple kilometers means a couple 100,000 people, right, that are near your location. So, but only certain people are going to be going to your business. And I always like to talk about the convenience store. Well, you think everybody in the area is your client, but anyone who's, I don't know, on the rich side might not be your clients as a convenience store, because if they have money, they're going to Costco, they're buying in bulk, and they're doing these big shops, or they're paying for some sort of shopping delivery service or something like that, because they might be super busy. So that might not be your client. Who are your clients, right, for a convenience store? I would say everybody who lives in an apartment building. They're renters, they work, um, they probably have starting families, things like that. That's for a convenience store. Yeah, that's probably your people. And ethnically speaking, if you're a store that offers specialty items like halal meat or something like that, well, you know that your people, not your people, your potential customers may be within your religious community that you would be trying to get to come to your store, things like that. If you're, so think about your ethnic offerings in your store. That's part of your clientele, right? Um, I think it might be rare to see white faces show up at your small halal supermarket in an ethnic area of town. I think I maybe surprised my barber I go to. Obviously, I haven't gone to the barber in a little while. I'm trying to get to go see him at least before the end of the year. Then I can prove him wrong. Because I walked out and he said, "See you next year." Right? But he's not one of those like Supercuts or a brand name chain barbershop, or not a specialty high end salon, right? He's just a barber, but he's also new Canadian, so he serves his ethnic community here in the neighborhood. But then occasionally I show up, and I've never seen an Indigenous person in there, and I've never seen a white person in there. But I want to support a local business. He's in the community. He's a few blocks away. He's half a block away from my pharmacist that we go to and our medical center. And right next to him, I know a business owner in the building that's in between them, who has a software company where they're developing software there, right? So it's I'm trying to support the local people, and so you got to think about who are your customers and set your prices accordingly. And that's something I always struggle with prices. I know my worth. I know I've got skills. I know HR. I know small business and um, nonprofit stuff. I know my worth. I know I'm worth something. I know I've got knowledge in these areas, but I'm still like, oh, maybe I should only charge $25 for a 1 hour meeting or something, right? Like I'm thinking what's going to get me more customers? Well, having low prices like that hasn't increased my customer count, and I really make more money and have more clients that are paying at the higher end. Because these clients, these customers, they know my value. They've dealt with me. They've worked with me, right? So it's very hard to judge yourself. And so all my years of trying to figure out online marketing and marketing my own business and helping to market other people's businesses and their nonprofits and stuff like that, I've looked at just tons of information. Like most of these books behind me here, these are like sales books and things like that. Sorry, coughing. And I got my Earl Grey tea. I haven't got back on the hibiscus and green tea kick yet. It's just easier to grab the Earl Grey tea bag. And that's the Big Stone Cree Nation in Northern Alberta and Treaty 8. That's my nation, so I use this cup. My good buddy Albert gave me that when he was on council. Anyway, where was I? Small businesses. Yes, trying to figure out how to market my business, my industry. I'm a service business. I'm consulting, so I get brought in, and mainly it's shorter projects. Can you develop our HR policy? Can you develop a set of bylaws? It's kind of more that single project thing as opposed to me being the HR professional in their organization, right? It's a kind of one-offs, but these are higher price higher ticket items, and that's great. I enjoy making that little bit of money, but I mean, if every 3-4 months I get a pile of money the size of Everest, I mean, I gotta make that stretch out, man. I'm not paying myself much, if any, and I got to pay for all my tools, like this program I'm using right now, Restream.io, right? My QuickBooks, all the things that come with the business of my Zoom account. Oh my God, it's just things start adding up. Oh, it's $20, it's $30, $25. Well, I mean, when there's 10 things you're paying for every month, that gets expensive, right? So what I have done to set up my business, all my business links are now on this one link. It says all my links here. If you scan that QR code, and I also had this up, everything's in my link tree. This QR code takes you to this website, linktr.ee/IanTheHRPro. That's my link tree. And it's been difficult trying to figure out what to do. I used to use the link tree, and then I didn't like the link tree. And now that I'm live streaming every business day that I possibly can, and I'm sending out the clips onto all the different, at least 6 social media sites that I'm covering right now, it's been a hard choice. Where do I send my traffic? Right? So I've decided I'm just going to use the link tree, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. And the link tree is kind of the start to my business funnel. Well, it is the start to my business. Wow. The start to my business funnel is this content I'm creating right now. And then I create the clips out of it, and I'll write articles on LinkedIn. I'll try to do some just regular posts, and I was blogging for a bit, and I want to write articles for LinkedIn and turn them into blogs for my website. Excuse me, burping. So I just want to cover everything, but I know with the Google algorithm, blogs have kind of died just recently in the last 6 months to a year here. So, but I still value that content for my website because I want to have a great website. So, so the start of my funnel is all my content, obviously. But I've set everything up now in the back end, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So really, because I'm dealing with smaller businesses who maybe don't trust me, they don't know me, so instead of them just booking like $1,000 meeting with me or something like that, like who's going to spend that much money on somebody they don't really know yet? So I've created a ebook. Actually, I've created 2 ebooks. My first ebook, it's how to stop staff drama in 5 days. And it's a simple little ebook with some great little tips and some scripts. And it's a quick help for a small business that might have a handful of employees that are just, creating all kinds of drama. So I sell that to them for $7. Am I going to get rich off a $7 ebook? No. But it's that first initial get to know Ian, get to know me type situation, right? So my plan isn't to create lots of money off creating this content. My actual plan is to get people interested in that ebook from this content. And so that takes them to the first ebook. And once they're done the full ebook, or the first ebook, I think it's like 13 pages or 12 pages or something like that. I don't remember. I was just in it the other day, but I don't remember facts like that. It's fairly short, nice and simple. Helps you solve one problem. And then on the last page of the ebook is you want more advanced HR tactics. And that sends them to my higher priced ebook, which is $47. And then they purchased a higher priced ebook. Again, if only 1% of all the people who watch all my content goes into my small ebook, I mean, I'm not gonna, like very few of them are gonna purchase that $7 one. The people who get the $7 one, there's a better chance that they will convert into the larger ebook. So if all my clicks going into that funnel and only 1% go to it, well, with the ebook, the bigger ebook, when they upgrade, there's probably a bigger chance, instead of just 1% of people going to it, it might be a better upgrade that maybe 50% of that 1% go to the higher priced ebook, right? And then when they get to the higher priced ebook, they're going to realize that it's a big job and they got all the tools they need to get it done. And or down at the bottom of that ebook, it's the recommendation to set up a meeting with me or purchase some consulting sessions from me, right? And that's the higher ticket items. And I got the option for you know, one individual meeting, or I'll go into like a 6-week challenge and 12-week challenge type situation, and I support them. I do a weekly meeting with them for that whole period, and that comes afterwards, right? So I'm basically content to everybody, all kinds of randos coming to see my content. 1% of them maybe go to my ebook, and you know, probably a smaller percentage purchase it who go there, but there's a higher. So if I get 1,000 people going to my ebook, no, let's say I get 1,000 views on all my content, and 1% go to my ebook. Well, what's 1% of 1,000? That's not 100, is it? That's 10, right? So if 1,000 people see my content, 1%, so 10 of those people go to my ebook. Maybe 50% purchase that book. Probably really more like 10%. So basically, out of that 10 people, 1 person will purchase my $7 ebook. I mean, that doesn't even work my numbers. Shit. Let's say 2 people purchase that ebook. Then maybe okay, let's say 4 people purchase my ebook. 2 people might purchase my large ebook for $47. And then maybe one of those people, again, 50, it's a higher percentage, but it's way less people, right, to get them into that funnel. So, oh my God, that was a terrible example. So I've got the funnel set up, and on my link tree, I've also got related links, and they could skip the line and just say, Ian, let's book a meeting, right? So they have that opportunity. Let's open up my link tree just so we can talk about what's there. It's kind of you got to think about whether or not you are, if you have a specific website that you're sending people to, whatever that is. It could be a Facebook group, it could be an actual website, it could be an affiliate link, or whatever. You're just sending traffic to that one place. You are fine with just sending people there. But if you have a few extra options, then you might want to consider a link tree. So let's just have a look. So you kind of get a feel for what I'm doing with my marketing. Let's make my face bigger again. Yeah. So when we look at this, it's pretty simple. Using my hashtag, human resources consultant. The very first thing I'm advertising is stop staff drama in 5 days. That's my primary ebook to get people into the funnel. Now the larger ebook, the People Problem Fix, this is the advanced HR tactics. So they do have the option to go to this one here. But if they're not quite looking for the people, the staff drama situation, right? But the idea is their first option from me is me helping them solve one issue, and that's staff drama. That's one issue, right? The People Problem Fix solves more company, organization-wide issues of all sorts, right? And I go through the process of helping them. So, because basically stopping the staff drama could be a temporary thing. There could be other reasons why there's staff drama. So if it keeps coming back, you need to figure that out. And the people problem fix is going to help with that. Right. So those are my main two products. I want people to go into those. That's why they're at the top. And then the live podcast info. This is another page I created on my website. This is just more info about this podcast and where to watch it, where to listen, stuff like that, right? And also how to join me on the podcast. So, small business HR consulting sessions. Okay, this is my primary product. This is me helping small businesses. So that's my big ticket item, right? And because I do so much for my own small business, I also offer small business marketing coaching. So, and that's another big ticket item. And I help you brainstorm. With both of these, I basically help you brainstorm into what you need to do next. Because every organization is different. Every situation is different. The ebooks that I offer, they're really more general. I mean, Stop Staff Drama is very specific, but it's still as general as it can be because I don't know what the dynamics are of your organization is. And the People Problem Fix tries to address the larger issues in an organization. Again, it's general and it doesn't allow me and you to dig down what's really going on in your organization, right? So, and of course, there's the Kairos blanket exercise, which me and my wife facilitate because I'm Indigenous. I facilitate the Kairos blanket exercise. It's a good way for your organization to start the reconciliation journey or just you in general. And of course, Wabasca Native Crafts by Elder Millie. This is my mom. This is a link to her Facebook group. She does beading and moccasins, traditional crafts like that. And Unbound Creations, Indigenous Crafts by Joy. Joy is my big sister, and she works with my mom, and she sells a lot of stuff that my mom makes at her on her Facebook group. But she also goes out to different farmers market in northern Alberta, and you can buy stuff from her there. Sakau Cree. This is my attempt to help protect my traditional language. My mother speaks Sakau Cree fluently, and a lot of the youth aren't speaking it because my father was German descent. We didn't speak Cree in the home when I was younger, so I don't really know Cree. I know a little bit. Upsis. Upsis means a little bit in Cree. So, so I'm trying to do my part to do that and support Indigenous people on Amazon.ca. I'm affiliate for Amazon, so yes, I want people to click this and go buy something, anything, and then I make a couple bucks. And yeah, so that's a secondary affiliate link. It's got nothing to really do with my business. I should have some sort of HR affiliate link program in there. Maybe I'll get that someday. Whatnot, Sell, Shop, Connect. These are $1 auctions here at Whatnot. If you watch any of my earlier shows, I've talked about Whatnot quite a bit. It's basically live social selling. You do this, you Vanna White up your product, and then you sell it with an auction, right? And it's a great way to start making some money. Maybe you're running a small business based on selling on Whatnot. It's similar to eBay, but with eBay, your products kind of just sit there for a while, and it takes a long time to sell. Whereas Whatnot, they either sell right now or they don't, right? And it's pretty fast. Like you get like 30-second auctions after you talk about the thing. I mean, there's a whole lot to that. But that's an affiliate link also for me. So if you join Whatnot, I'm going to benefit from it if you click that link. Cool HR designs on tees, coffee mugs, stickers, and more. This is my creative outlet. I use my Canva subscription to create designs that I put up here. So they're my designs that I've put together, and I put them up for sale. It's a real numbers game. You gotta have like probably thousands of designs uploaded to really start making some money. Last Christmas season, I made $6. I think I sold like 4 or 5 items. I don't even know how many designs I got up now. I think I got about 200 designs up, just over 200 designs. Every now and again, like I'm not working this one hard, but it just allows me to think of an idea and put some funny t-shirt out or something, right? Like the t-shirt that's there right now, it says, "In space, HR can't hear you scream." So that's like a play on HR, that's me, and the movie Aliens, an alien that I just absolutely love, right? So it's kind of a play on that. And then these two here, the next two, I will review your resume and give you tips. I will manage your LinkedIn business page. These are both on Fiverr, the gig platform. And it's taken me a while, but I'm at level 1 and I'm approaching level 2 right now. So it kind of gives you a little more clout on the platform. And if you find the right thing, you could actually really blow up on Fiverr if it's the right thing, the service or something that people really want. But there is a lot of competition on the platform right now. So I kind of advertise a little bit with these things. So if you came to me directly today, I would charge you $25 to review your resume. If you click on the link on here on my LinkedIn, I believe I'm only charging $10 or $5 anyway. So it's way cheaper, and it's just a way for me to kind of build up my levels there. So I've made them really cheap, right? And since I know a lot about LinkedIn and I run my own LinkedIn page and stuff, I want to support other small businesses. So I would like to, that's where my primary skills are on social media, is LinkedIn. And of course, the bottom one is book a discovery call meeting with me. So this is, I don't know what to do. I've got this HR issue. I got this marketing issue, or I got a job search issue. I can't find a job, right? This is where you book me. And of course, Linktree allows you to do all these different social medias that you have here. So this is my LinkedIn. I encourage everyone to go follow me there. This is my YouTube. You can watch and listen to all my lives there. Facebook, this is my Facebook page. So I'm live streaming to that too. TikTok, it's my TikTok. I can't live stream to TikTok, but I am uploading all my viral shorts that get created from these live streams on there. And Twitch, this is a newer one. I just started live streaming there, and see how that goes. And this is my Instagram. It is very difficult to live stream onto Instagram from restream.io, so I've stopped doing the live stream. And Instagram also doesn't allow me to upload those viral clips from these lives to Instagram. So kind of got this love-hate going on with Instagram right now. Not a lot going on my Instagram. And Twitter X, I had to break down and pay for the premium, pay for the check mark. And now I'm also live streaming on Twitter X, and I'm also uploading the shorts at the same time there. So, so I'm hitting these social medias. It's just the Instagram I'm not hitting right now. It's a little more manual work until something becomes automated. It's just kind of sitting there right now. But that's 1, 2, 3, 6 social medias I'm hitting pretty good. And you have to post. You have to create content, man. If you're starting a side gig, side hustle, whatever it is, I mean, you gotta post. You gotta do some serious posting. So every day I go live, I'm creating like 6 pieces of content. And then I'm trying to do some written posts and do a weekly article and or blog post. And you just got to create content. I just watched a video by Alex Hermosi. I like some of his stuff. I do have a couple of his books that I've read, and they're on building a business and marketing and things like that. And he, in this one of his most recent videos, he mentioned that someone is doing, 365 pieces of content a year, and they're starting to build their business. Well, he created 35,000 pieces of content in the past year, right? Like it's if you want to be up there in a multi-million-dollar business area, just the amount of posting you got to do, right? I still don't think I'm doing enough. And this morning I actually got a little depressed because I felt like it's not working yet. It's not working yet. I committed to 3 months creating content. And I'll try to bring that up. Here it is. Here it is. Share that screen now. We can talk about that. What I'm doing as a small business owner. I'm small again. I'm big again. Okay, excuse me. I burped in your faces. Let's get rid of that Linktree address. All my links, they're up here in the all my links QR code that you can scan with your phone. So, yeah. So the 333 challenge, how to drive free traffic to your business. Now, I kind of created this. I'm kind of sharing this for free. It's what I'm doing. So, 333 challenge steps. Number 1, I'm posting to social media 3 times per day for 30 days for 3 months. So I'm just trying to cover the full month. And I'm still not quite doing it. Like, I've been so busy with my volunteer organization on Saturdays that I forget to post. And some Sundays I'm just wiped, so I don't post on Sunday either. But I really am trying hard to post on weekends also. I'm not going lives on weekend, but I create enough content during the week with my 5 lives a week that 5 times 5 is 25 pieces of content plus the lives itself. So that's 30 pieces of content I'm creating a week just going live like this, right? So, and that's a lot for me, but I feel like it's still not enough. I've got to do more. Number 2, I'm concentrating on video content when possible. So I'm going live. I'm creating the viral clips, the reels, the shorts, right, out of these. And number 3, I'm doing a live stream at least weekly now. use this for short video content creation. Use streaming software like Restream.io to speed up this process. So do a live stream at least weekly. That was my initial thought on this, and I decided to one-up it, especially once I figured out that the ability of Restream.io to create these viral clips for me. And I decided to go 5 days a week. Ooh. Sorry, excuse me. I decided to go 5 business days a week to go live. So I've exceeded that, but I'm tempted to go live on Saturday and Sunday too, or do an evening live or something like that, right? Number 4, choose the social media websites with the best chance for having your target market. I'm an HR consultant doing B2B, so I have chosen LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube for live streams, and LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok for my shorts. Shorts. Huh. Right? So, but I've also expanded it to, right, going live. Oh my God, what's the spelling? Twitter X. I hate the name X, so I'm using Twitter. Right, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I mean, there's a lot of gaming on Twitch, but I know there's a lot of other things on Twitch also, so given a chance. Twitch is the new one. I've only been doing that for 2 weeks, I think. Possibly 3 weeks. This is show number 9 for my Wednesday show. So this means I have been doing lives now for 9 weeks. And, right, 9 divided by 4, 2.25 months. And the initial challenge for me was 3 months. So I'm getting close, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting close, right? And let's see. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Twitter X. Where am I posting to? I actually created a chart. YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Yeah, it's just 5, right? Just 5, right? 1, 0, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'm uploading the shorts that are being created, and it's the not the landscape, the portrait vertical ones that are created out of the. I think that's great because I have trouble trying to share a full video in landscape, right? Like it looks like crap. So, and the idea is I'm trying to get to as many social media sites as I can. But if you don't have the ability, if you don't have the Restream program or something like that, try to do some research, pull out your ChatGPT and ask it, where is the best place for me to do social media for my business, which is XYZ, right? And it'll help you. It'll at least point you in a very good direction instead of everything. Right, it'll say, oh, there's 2 or 3 that might work well for this. So choose the one that you really are comfortable with and you believe it's going to have your most target market. So it's just, I want to give that advice, but at the same time, there's the caveat. If you think boomers are not on TikTok, then you're wrong. There's lots of boomers consuming TikTok. I think my mom is on TikTok. She loves everything I post. So humiliating. Thank you, Mom. Um, and my mother-in-law, she's on TikTok. Yeah, at least I believe she's on TikTok. But there's a lot of boomers that are on TikTok consuming the TikTok. So to think if you have a product that's just for old people and you're thinking, oh, it's just going to be on Facebook. Old people are everywhere, man. The boomers, they are still out there learning and consuming social media content. So pick the one you think is going to do best. But I just think when you have the ability, try to expand to as many social medias as you can. Even if you're adding maybe a new one each month or something like that, right? Do something to try to get that. Because at the end of the day, you really don't know where your best client is hanging out. So then after 3 months, I may stay with these platforms or change to other depending on my results. So kind of committed to 3 months, but I did start Twitter late and I started Twitch late. So I don't know, maybe I'll go to the new year, except I am feeling it, you know, the exhaustion that it's not working, man. I mean, anyway, you have to be constantly learning and updating and growing. And I mean, if I'm continuing to do this next year at this time with the same socials or whatever, then my idea might not be very good, right? But it takes that time and that hardcore dedication before I can definitively say small business owners don't want my HR services, right? So, but I've got to give it the old college try. You know, I've really got to put a lot of effort into the process. That's why I committed to at least 3 months. But since I'm only partway with a couple of these platforms, maybe I need to give it a couple more months. Number 6 bonus, take the 365 random content posting challenge. So post one random video content every day for 365 days. Oh, I'm so failing on this one. This may allow you to reach a broader audience. Now, I like to use Google Trends for viral ideas. Oh my god, learn to type. So you go to trends.google.com and you can do a search for just like what's trending in the last 24 hours and you create a quick video about that. And it could be anything, it could be funny, it could be serious, but it's on trend and it's random. So you're not just looking up like what I was doing for a little while. I was going to HRReporter.ca. This is a Canadian HR news website. And I was sharing their news content and making a big comment about it. And so I was on point in the HR industry, but it wasn't it wasn't a random thing, right? So You look what's trending in the last 24 hours, and you might see the trends as you're scrolling through your socials, right? So definitely, if you see a trend, go to Google Trends, see what's going on. Google links to websites and news stories related to that trend. It's my big sister. She says, I'm late, I'm late. Joined at 12:18. Oh my God. I'm on the clock again, Joy. I accidentally forgot to turn my compression, my video. I'm still on 1080p for this one for some reason, even though when I went in, I turned it off. I forgot to double check when I went in. So I got like another 40 minutes. I got to get off, or else I'm gonna overload the system. When I have a longer live at a higher bit rate or higher quality, the file's big, and Restream.io seems to have a little, oh, I couldn't process that. And I think it's just because it was too big. It's just their way of trying to get me to upgrade again. Basically upgraded twice on this. So I'm not doing that. Anyway. Thank you for the comment, Joy. I'm late. Okay. So, back to this. So the random content. Make sure you research it properly with the links Google gives you. So you'll click on it and a side will open and there'll be some additional information. Go in, read those news stories or those websites that it shares so that you know what's going on. You'll make a mistake and you try to do something funny when it's a really serious situation, right? And that's, I mean, that might be your thing, but I don't think the best way to build your small business or your side gig is to be an asshole, right? So kind of just do the research and do what's right about it, right? Jeez. Big reasoning here for me doing this. It's no longer about gaining followers. It's about content reach. The algorithms are changing from follower content to relevant content. We now see content relevant to us, not content that the people we follow post. You don't see your friends' content as much because you have trained the algorithm that you like other things. If you only have limited time, post more content, but keep it simple. So what's going on here? So you can see this in a couple places. TikTok, you have the For You page. This is your true algorithm. It is showing you things that you have trained TikTok that you like. These are things you liked. These are videos you watched multiple times. These are videos that you commented on. And, you know, these are the things that you like. You've trained this. So when you hear someone saying, I've been shadow banned and nobody's seeing my stuff, well, it's because they're not posting interesting stuff. Oliver and Jariah are watching too. You should have seen his eyes when you said the A word. Oh, God, why you gotta warn me when there's little kids watching the show? Sorry, Uncle Sword. Oh, great uncle. Oh my God, I'm old. Musum. It's all right. I'm old. When you get older, you won't remember anyway. So there. Oh my God. So these are they're watching. My older sister's watching with her grandkids. So I'm grandfather also, Muslim in my traditional culture. So anyway, I keep calling myself uncle. I'm thinking I'm not that old. And we just recently had to go look after my brother-in-law's kids, my wife's brother, and we had to go look after their kids for an evening because they were going out. So I'm used to calling myself uncle around that situation. But I'm not uncle with these kids. I'm Muslim. Anyway, yeah, so we see that because you have the For You page and you see stuff that's the algorithm knows you like, and then you have your followers. So there's a separate tab, you click on that, and you watch videos from the people you follow. So TikTok knows this, right? So if someone's getting shadow banned on TikTok, it just means their content isn't very good. It's not interesting to people, or they're just not making enough, right? So what else? There was something else. There was another another app was doing the same thing. I think YouTube might be doing the same thing. When you go to YouTube, okay, so when you go to someone's YouTube channel, there is a For You section. So when you first see someone's YouTube page, there's the For You, and it's the things from this creator that are probably most interesting to you. And then you see different topics and their videos and their shorts, right? And those are more relevant. They're more of what the person posts, but not necessarily what you're gonna like. It's that first part. If they have a For You section, I think you can turn it on or turn it off. But it's the most interesting things that the algorithm thinks you're going to like. So YouTube does that to some extent. And let's see, it's on the main page or not. Because if you go to the main page of YouTube, I think when you hit the home page, I think it is just the algorithm saying, hey, you're gonna like these videos. Oh, that's it. When you're in YouTube, on the menu on the side, you have home, shorts, and subscriptions. So the home page and the shorts will give you stuff that you're interested in that the algorithm knows you like. But if you go to the subscriptions, the third one down, it is the latest videos from the people you follow. So there is precedent for this For You algorithm and the people you follow, right? There is precedent for that. I didn't pay enough attention for other profiles or different social media. So if I went into LinkedIn, I'd probably have to search for that person, go to their page, and then go down to their activity and see what they're posting, and then I can see their posts. Oh, Shay is there too, Uncle Ian. Okay, so that's good. I feel all right then. That's fine. Just my sister again. I have friends complaining about shadow bans so much. I try to explain they suck at vids, but they don't understand. Oh, thank you. They suck at vids. They just need to do more. And they need to expand from what they're doing and try to reach out to a little more random, the trends and things like that. Because once upon a time, you had to niche down as far as possible. And so I'd spoken earlier about my link tree, And the one place I do want everybody to go is to my $7 ebook. Well, I should be just listing that ebook link on everything. But I talk about a few random ideas and things like that. So I have used a link tree because there's other things related to it. And I want to give those people the ability to bypass kind of the funnel a little bit and go to the low end of the funnel. But if I just had that one link to my ebook, then I would be just making solely content on how to stop staff drama. And I can barely say stop staff drama. So let alone having to talk about it and make like 6-10 videos a day on just that one topic, I might go crazy. But that's not necessarily what you need to do. You need to talk about that stuff, yes, but then you can be doing that random video that gets you some extra views. The idea with the random video is that even someone who's interested in that random topic, there's a chance that there's an ideal client in there that hasn't seen your normal content. So if you post a random trending topic from Google Trends, you have a higher chance of going viral. So I mean, if you normally get 50 to a couple hundred views on your content, your idea of viral is 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, maybe getting up 100,000 million views, right? Some of those millions of views, some of them are going to be your ideal client. And even if it's 0.0% of the million views, that's still bringing in what, like 10,000 clicks to your links, right? So it's there's an opportunity there. And certainly I don't think anything's being shadow banned. It's just nobody's interested in your stuff, man. Like, get some interesting stuff. I'll have to start doing some TikTok dance videos. I think about my friend Diana. She's currently unemployed, and she said she's going to post on TikTok every day until she gets a job, and she's just doing these funny skits, voiceover stuff, dances and stuff, and it's just like, oh my god. But it's pretty funny stuff. I don't know, she might become a TikTok star before she gets her next job. Who knows? Let's see. Yeah. Vids constantly complaining about being shadow banned makes it worse for them. Yeah, who cares? Who cares if you're not getting the vids? I mean, that's exactly what I was feeling this morning. I'm thinking, this little project's not working, man. I just squished my tea bag on the side to try to get the last of the Earl Grey tea out, and then it fell down back into the little bit of tea and filled up again. So it's a very delicate operation to get that last bit of caffeine out of your tea bag, right? Tea bag politics. Anyway, where were we on this? So the reasoning, right? It's not, you might not be shadow banned. It's just nobody's interested in your content. And everybody, right? We keep seeing those posts. I'm being shadow banned. Please comment on this, like this, and even go like a couple of my videos. Well, if I don't like what you're putting out, I'm not going to go like your stuff. I almost said shit. Anyway, Sorry. So, set up some goals for yourself as you're building your business, right? Building your side gig, your side hustle. Get them goals in there. My primary goal is to get HR monthly contracts or one-time projects. So that's a lot more work. People have got to know, like, and trust me. So I just got a lot of content, and they got to sample my work a little bit by going into my ebook and seeing the stuff I talk about. Right? Not everybody's going to be perfect client, customer fit for you in whatever business you're doing. Like, speaking of my sister Joy and her Unbound Creations business, she's noticing that she sells more in her hometown of Wabasca than when she comes towards Edmonton. When she comes towards the big city, she sells less. And I think that's probably, Joy, because people know, like, and trust you in Wabasca. So trying to build that trust in other communities, that's another ballgame, right? So how do you do that? How do you just want people to go to your page or whatever, right? But building that wider reach might be something you're thinking about, and that might be helpful with a possible viral video that might pop off or something, right? And then all of a sudden you've got 1,000,000 views on something, and you get 5 or 10,000 people joining your Facebook group. Now, when we're talking about these big numbers, unfortunately, it tends to be more of a large regional or worldwide viral situation. So if I go viral and I get 10 or 20,000 views, the high chance those are going to be Albertans, Canadians, and probably people from the United States. Probably be a big chunk of that too, right? But they're not necessarily my direct clients. Absolutely, a small business owner in the United States could purchase my $7 ebook and get some support through that. Yes, that can happen. But are they going to upgrade to a $47 ebook? Maybe. But are they going to hire me to do work in their organization? Maybe not. Because I am not an expert in the HR policies of the United States or whichever state they might come from, right? That's all different. I can only help them with the more general stuff. Whereas if I go viral in Edmonton and Alberta, well, this is my playground. I know everything here. No, I know the legislation. I know how things work in this province. So someone who sees my content, buys my $7 ebook, buys my $47 ebook, and then books a meeting with me, right, is, or maybe takes a 12-week challenge for their business, right, that's more likely to happen with a client from Edmonton or Alberta or Western Canada. And don't get me wrong, I've had a couple clients from Ontario, but it was pretty basic support I could give them. So your primary goal, what's your primary goal? My primary goal is to get those monthly contracts and or one-time projects. The one-time projects tend to be pretty good money, but the monthly contracts helps me increase my monthly business income, and actually that's where the real stability of being a small business owner comes from. So I might be selling a bunch of ebooks, but it's never going to be enough to sustain me. I'll always have to be trying to find a different way to get different types of money, larger chunks of money, right? And I think the gold star for me would be to get like 10 or 20 monthly contracts, and then I'd be laughing. The occasional one-time project would be like bonus money, basically. Anyway, secondary goal I've created for myself with my business is to book the Kairos blanket exercises, KBEs, or Indigenous Relations workshops. So I have some online workshops that I can facilitate for people, like lunch and learn, something like this, right? So that's my secondary goal, because I'm Indigenous, and teaching the history of Indigenous people in Canada and North America is close to my heart. So the Kairos blanket exercise is a very great starting point if you or your organization wants to start the reconciliation journey. This is basic, all the information all at once in a very impactful format, and it gets people going so you can continue and start doing other things. Tertiary goal, sell my cheap ebooks or Fiverr gigs, right? My sister says you would have to put out like 100 ebooks. I see some people doing that, usually stuff like coloring books. Yeah, and that's something I'm always thinking about. Well, maybe I should put something like that on Amazon. But again, Amazon's such a big corporation, even though you have the benefit of having the Amazon advertising, and but they give you get peanuts. Yeah. But good idea, my sister. There you go. A Kairos blanket coloring book. I mean, that's interesting. Legally, I couldn't market the word Kairos blanket exercise. Because Kairos is an organization. Kairos Canada is an organization that has developed the Kairos blanket exercise, and all facilitators, we're all registered with them, and we get the newest version, and we get the training and stuff like that, right? So we're legit, and we don't quit. But yeah, that's a good idea. So my tertiary goal is to sell my cheap ebooks and Fiverr gigs, and that's just kind of part of my funnel, right? And I should almost have this flipped around, right? My primary goal should be sell my cheap ebooks, right? Because that gets people into the funnel and gets them going with the next thing, right? This could be completely backwards if you're thinking about it. Yes, I want to have the monthly contracts and the one-time projects. These are the big ticket items, but I have to build that know, like, and trust with my possible clients first. So, yeah. Note, none of my post articles, videos, or images will include direct sales call to action. So I'm telling you to go to my links. Go check out my links. But I'm trying to give value as opposed to give a little bit of value and then say, go buy this product, right? That's what I mean by direct sales call to actions. And I'm trying to avoid all sales and opt to give free value, right? The idea is that I build trust and the clients or sales will come later. So that's this whole exercise. I'm not trying to sell you my ebook right now during this session. I'm talking about it and I'm saying, hey, you can go get it there, but I'm not saying, oh, with this ebook, you could do this, this, and this, and it only takes 5 days. And if you need more support, you can purchase my other ebook. Like, I'm not really doing the sales of it all. Content creation tips. Learn AI, right? So I use Canva, which is AI powered. I'm using Restream.io here on my show to help me create the viral clips and to live stream to multiple platforms all at once. And I use ChatGPT almost daily for my posting, and it helps me respond to something. I'll see someone's post and I'll copy and paste that into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows me as an HR professional, and it knows I'm like, hey, I want to respond to this. How can I respond to this? And it knows me already, and it says, well, since you're an HR person, here's a concise response, right? Or whatever. So it gives me this response, and then I review it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, that speeds me up. Instead of me thinking there for like 15, 20, 30 minutes trying to come up with a good response, I get the draft first from ChatGPT, right? So, program ChatGPT or another AI. Here, I forgot the name of it. To be an expert in your business or industry. So every time something comes up in the world, you can respond to it because your AI is an expert in your industry and you've trained it. So ChatGPT knows my ebooks. I've put the ebooks in and said, hey, this is me. This is the type of advice I give. And it knows me, right? So if someone asks me a question that I'm not quite sure, I can pop it into ChatGPT and come out with a decent starting draft, at least, right? And you get ChatGPT to actually research your industry. So you put in all this stuff about who you are and what you're doing, but then you go one step further and say, do a deep dive, do more research. What do you think are the top things in the industry or whatever, right? Or I'm trying to do this with my business. How can I market it based on the industry standards, right? So drag and drop Word documents into the chat to share sales information or anything else you've created. So yeah, you're putting your work, your information into the chat GPT. So these are just all AI related. Again, you're trying to make it learn you so that you can get some decent drafts out, so to speed you up. Ask it to ask you questions about your business and industry if it may need to better understand your goals. So it's interesting. You say, hey, ChatGPT, is there anything you don't understand about the industry and how I work in the industry? Please ask me any additional questions. It's crazy, man. It gets these really insightful questions once it starts to learn you, and then you answer it, and then it knows your answer. It knows the direction you want to go with your business or your side gig, your side hustle, whatever it is, right? So yeah. After this trains, you can ask it to generate posts and articles and recommend images to accompany them. This is so cool because you'll be like, hey, I want to write 200-word post on XYZ topic in the industry, and please suggest an image to go with it, right? So it says, all right, here's 200 words on this. Is there any way you want me to refine it? And here's a suggested image. So you take that suggested image, you literally copy and paste that from ChatGPT, and you put it into the Canva AI, and it will start generating a photo for you, an image for you. It's very cool. I think ChatGPT also has a photo imaging option. I haven't used it because I like the environment at Canva for my image work and my design work for the t-shirts and things like that, right? And a lot of my posts, you'll see these AI generated images. I enjoy them, so I like to use them. Anyway, it's very cool. It speeds up, like you just, instead of like trying to search the internet for the perfect image and then you gotta reference that image, you just get these cool and interesting and sometimes crazy and stupid images, right? Sometimes certain images you're trying to create, you have to change the words you're using, so that's a little bit difficult, but not difficult, a little bit challenging. But rest assured, the AI is generating a very original image for you. It can be styled certain ways and might look like other images, but it's not. It is an image that it created just for you. And that's based on the prompt that you give it, right? Yeah, you have ChatGPT and Canva AI to generate these images for you. So that's that. Let's get out of there. Let's stop sharing that screen. So I know I've gone over that before, but I did have to do some updates. So that's good. You're seeing me working in real time and how I'm trying to do advertising for my own business. And I hope some of this is helpful. It's kind of a learning process with some of this stuff. Other stuff I just know. You know, I mean, I had enough failed businesses in the past and side gigs and things like that, so don't tell me how to deliver pizza. I got a speeding ticket on my first day of delivering pizza in Edmonton, and then I think my car broke down, and so the one day of work actually cost me $75. Yay. Anyway, I see these people that are doing gigs like delivery services, Uber Eats, or just Uber driving, or DoorDash, or Skip deliveries, right? I see people doing that and they're making videos about their day just doing Skip driving, right? And they're like, oh, how much money can I make on a Saturday afternoon driving for Skip, right? And you watch it. It's a short, it's a longer version. And they're creating content for their YouTube channel or for their other socials. And I mean, if you're making fun videos and getting the hits, this person could be making more money from their content than from what they're making online. And you see this a lot with a lot of industries. Vending machines, no doubt, if you find a very high traffic location for your vending machine, you can make 500 plus every month on that one vending machine. You can do that, but it takes time to find that location. Okay, so what am I doing in the meantime? I'm making content about how I'm calling up people if they have a location for me to put their vending machine. I'm making content about how much money this vending machine made. I'm making content about me refilling this vending machine, seeing which products sell and don't sell, and talking about my inventory. I'm in my storage room or my garage or my storage unit that I'm using, right? And I'm talking about the industry. I'm creating content in that industry. But I could start making more money from the content I make than my vending machine business, right? Because people are interested in this stuff. Because people always wanted, how do you make money? How do you make money? So I think that's where even the crafting business, like I think about my mom and my sister, well, they could be making permanent content. There's a little bird that keeps going up to my... I think there's birds living in my vent, in my ceiling, in my roof. All day. He stopped on the windowsill. What was that? Hair flying around. He stopped on the windowsill and looked at me for a minute. He was looking in the window at me as I was filming earlier, and I kind of ignored him. But this little bird head, he's just sitting there, and he's looking at me. Oh my god, that was funny. Anyway, I digress. So you think about some sort of crafting business. So what are people interested? They're interested in how you make the stuff, and filming someone do their work, and then maybe speeding it up, editing it that way, or even just doing short clips like, here we go, we're starting this new project, and here's all my materials I'm using, and you could talk about all the different materials and the tools you're using, and then you would clip to, here's halfway done, and here's half your project, and then here's the finished product, and then you could say, these are on sale at our store right now, or whatever, right? Like, but that interesting seeing it. What videos are interesting? The people who are doing school bus builds for their camper or their van life type videos. Here's my sister now. But you see these van life videos where they're like, oh, watch us build up our schoolie, and they show you just tearing down the bus, making the additions of structure, wiring, insulating, putting up the new walls, and they're like, here it is, we're going camping, right? Like, these are big videos that are making people a lot of money. But they're not making money off the school bus. I mean, maybe they sell it afterwards, but they're making more money off the content. Why aren't you making content when you do the setup and tear down of your Kairos sessions? Well, that's a good question. It's kind of a privacy issue, because we are invited to a private organization most of the time, and this is their internal training with their employees, and the Kairos blanket exercise can be a very emotional situation, and or might have some mental health ramifications after participating. But like, absolutely, we could do a video of me and the wife putting the blankets down or something like that. But I'm not very photogenic, so maybe I don't want to have a video where I'm walking around at high speed putting blankets on the floor. The cleanup, the participants a lot of time will help us fold up the blankets at the end. So to clean up, I mean, there's not a whole lot. Yeah, it's just kind of a personal mental health type thing. So, but we could make a few setup videos. That might give us a little more content. That's great. Absolutely. I mean, Chan the cat. Messed up my microphone, Chan. Ruffians. I trusted you, showing up, messing up the show. So, yeah, see, there's options for even me, content that I'm not thinking of. Everybody's got an option. You got to get creative, and I think that's where a lot of us are we got our blinders on. We're not, we can help and be creative with someone else because we're looking from the outside in. But when we're inside with our blinders on, trying to do the thing, we don't see the externalities, the possible brainstorming ideas. We don't see that. So, yeah, my sister's saying, why ain't I doing content about the KBE setup? We absolutely should. We take photos every now and again of the setup just so that we have some photo to put on. That's my hour and a half. Like we'll do like a photo, but we won't do video, and we don't record the whole thing because it's for that organization and it's got personal stories. I tell my stories. I tell family and relation stories in this, and what are you saying here, Joy? I'm not talking about showing stuff, just things like, hey, here's us setting up and hauling out to the car, right? Like, yeah, it's more the day in the life of a Kairos facilitator. Absolutely, we could do stuff like that, right? But it takes a bit of work. We have to get used to that idea. And how do we actually film? And I've never actually filmed us walking about and stuff. Now, I do have my new tripod that I use. I use it right now for my light, but this is a cordless light I have. Ta-da! And that's where my phone goes. And when you squish down this tripod, it's actually a selfie stick. So, ta-da! Behind the scenes, sorry I broke the fourth wall. Something like that. But yeah, absolutely. There's certain things that we could do to do more filming with all our stuff. Thank you, Joy, for bringing that up. We roll in with 2 suitcases on wheels and another bag, and we might be getting a 3rd suitcase because sometimes when we're short participants, my wife had this great idea to use stuffed animals, stuffy toys, and I mean, we've had to do that a couple times now, and it worked out great. So, but we just need more stuffed animals. I wish I had all my Smurfs from growing up. We went to multiple value villages one time when we were in the city, and I was able to grab like 4 or 5 Smurfs from each location. So I had like the whole Smurf village. I don't know if I had Papa Smurf or what do you call her with the blonde hair? It's not Lady Smurf, is it? It's Sister Smurf. Is it? Anyone know what the female Smurf's name is? Please put it in the comments. We are getting close to the end of the show. I need to log off soon or else my system will bugger up because you got this in beautiful 1080p full HD when I'm gonna do just 720 HD moving forward because it's just too much data. The files are too big. That's okay. Lady Smurf, Sister Wolf, Sister Wolf, Sister Smurf. Come on. Female Smurf. Smurfette. Oh my god. Smurfette. I beat you. Nobody put it in the comments before I looked it up on the Google machine. Smurfette. I had a whole lot of Smurfs, and I think it would be cute if I had just straight Smurfs. I do have one Smurf, my baby Smurf, which is he's been my buddy since about 1985. Uh, so he doesn't go nowhere without me anymore. He's dangerous. Anyway, it's an inside joke. That's just a kid playing with his stuffed animal. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Smurfy, yes, yes. As always, baby Smurf. I think Baby Smurf actually has some sort of secret empire that he runs, and he probably sneaks into the office at night and works on the computer, or maybe steals my cell phone at night to do his work. Definitely. Yes, Smurfette. Joy, we figured it out. We figured it out already. Because I used my superior intellect to use the Google machine to search for female Smurf. Anyway, I'm going to let everybody go, and there later on is a sister Smurf. Sister Smurf. Oh, yeah, the younger Smurfs. I don't know any of that newer stuff. The newer stuff from the 90s. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow is... What's tomorrow? Career Club. So we're going to talk resumes, job hunts, all that jazz. Hope you got some good out of this. If you need any information from me, go on my link tree. All my links are there. I'll show that again, the link tree. linktr.ee/IanTheHRPro. If you need any HR support, or you want to buy my $7 ebook, go there. Or else. Oh, what's my sister saying? I commented before you looked. Sure. She's a dirty liar. Dirty liar. Well, how did the Smurfy go in before the Smurfette comment? Because that's the order of things. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Ask your questions in the comments. I'll try to answer them next show. All right.